Welcome, welcome. Today we're gonna play a little bit of the one block game mode in blocks.io. There's a game mode for every kind of play style that you have, so there's a lot to check out, but today we're gonna talk about one block. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into our server that we already have made and start over there, but just a quick note, there are plenty of other servers to check out. Uh, each one, a different set of players, so you're gonna have a different experience in each one. So to start, we're just gonna start gathering our resources. Uh, this game mode is all about gathering the resources and then showing off what you gathered. So you can get resources many different ways. The main way is going to be from your one block. So I'm just going to let this go for a little bit and talk why we get started. So this game mode, a lot of people will do shops to collect whatever item they want to collect. And then on the opposite side, people will use shops to get items. They'll trade mostly diamonds as a currency to get the items that they don't want to farm themselves, like grass or a specific type of stone, or sometimes you'll even find someone selling diamonds. Uh, Moonstone chests are another popular item, or moonstone in general. It's not very easy to obtain, so if someone can just buy it, it will increase how many they have. So just quick tips, because I'm sure most of you watching this video already know this game, already play this mode, and play it better than I do. So what helped me out is what I'm going to go over. So we're going to open up our inventory with the tab and make ourselves some planks. And then holding shift, we're going to open up our inventory spots and we're going to put our planks back in there. I like to go one down around the one block. That way you have a spot to fall down as you hit this, or you can stand next to it. Alright, so at this point, we're going to want to make a workbench. And we're going to go out one more and up one. And then we'll put our workbench there. And we are going to want to start upgrading our pickaxe as quick as possible. We're also going to want to make a furnace. So we'll go ahead and get a stone pickaxe, and then we will chuck ours over into the abyss. And we are quite a bit faster, as you can see. So we'll let that go for a few minutes, or a minute, and I'm just going to do a quick start here, and we'll probably do about 10 minutes, and just start getting our organization going, and then we'll do more videos on this later, and start talking about different types of farms and the materials that you can farm up separately away from your one block. But this is just a beginner's quick guide with some tips that help me along the way. So we can keep our eye on our inventory here. And I think we have enough. Let's go ahead and put our furnace down and make us some iron. Again, holding shift will do all of these. Instead of clicking it a bunch of times or holding it, you can just hold shift and click it and it will do all of them. We can go back to our bench here and we can do now a iron pickaxe, and same thing. Or just huck our old one into the abyss and continue. At this point, because I haven't made my other tools, switching tools is probably slower, but this will give us a moment to talk about events. The easiest and quickest way to get diamonds in the beginning. So we're going to watch for this event that comes up, and most of the time it is just typing a word, and it's the same words over and over. You'll get used to them and get faster. Sometimes it's unscrambling the same words, or sometimes it's placing a certain type of block, and there's like sand, grass, aspen, plank, and a maple log. So it is a good idea to keep those in your inventory and ready to place. And so if the event does come up, you can just place it real quick. You know, knock it down and then go back to whatever you were doing. And we do have some gold, so let's one more time upgrade our pickaxe. We need more planks. One side note, you'll notice that I'm crouching when I approach the edge because crouching will keep you from falling off. If you aren't crouching, you will just run right off. And that was not a success, so we'll try again. And now we are up to gold, which will get us a little faster, and with our next gold, we should probably do the axe as well. Now the event should be coming up. These are on a timer. It's right about 5 minutes, but I would say that it is scattered a little bit within like 30 seconds. It doesn't seem to be exactly 5 minutes each time. So again, you get used to the words. They are repeated over and over and over and over. So you get faster at that as you do this more and more. And we'll go ahead and huck that over, and at the same time we'll make us a nice diamond axe. Alright, so you can see now my inventory is starting to fill up. So we'll take some of these planks and we'll build one more around. And again, one up. And then we will find our chests. And we will expand a little bit to move our benches, the bench and the furnace over. go. Alright, so now what we will do is start getting a little organized. So we have our chests around us here, and we'll put certain items in certain chests. And what that'll allow is the quick unloading of your inventory to keep mining. The more time you can mine, the faster you get resources, the faster this whole thing will go. The more organized you are, the quicker you can find what you need. It just makes it easier. It's a lot of work at first, but speeds up as you get used to it. So I do have a system. I like to put the slabs in here with absolutely no organization whatsoever. It's just every single slab that I get goes in this one until it is full, and then the slabs start going in here. So you have 2 slabs, and then here we'll go seeds in this corner, saplings in this corner, and the miscellaneous just lined up with the flowers. I like to put the tulips here, and then the flowers, and then the food and all the food blocks into this chest. And this will be beds, trap doors, doors, and this will be planks. And go back to farming our Oneblock. And this is one thing we have available to us now is our special ability. You can see right here, it says ready. So we'll right click and that'll go. And the higher your level, the longer this lasts, the better it is. We'll go ahead and make ourselves, oh no, we need more diamonds. Once we get a few more diamonds, we'll make ourselves a diamond spade. And then our last tool that we will craft is a moonstone axe. And those are the tools besides... Okay, see, this is the aspen wood planks, and I don't think we have any aspen wood, so we won't be able to win this one. I should note I could put a tree down to get some wood, but I don't have an aspen sapling, so that wouldn't help me. Also want to keep an eye out. Sometimes you'll get the ore instead, and you can use the forge to get diamonds out of that. Once we get those, the diamond spade and the moonstone axe, the only other tools you'll craft are a bucket, which is just iron bars, the hoe, and shears. And those will be covered in later videos when we start talking about farming. But for mining your Oneblock, you only need the 3 tools. And just keep an eye on your inventory, and when it does get full, just start emptying it out, as we were talking about before. And it will go faster if you switch between your pickaxe and your axe when you get between wood and stone. And obviously, if we had a better spade, which I could make, but I'm just waiting to get the diamond one, it would be faster to just toggle between the two of them and then switch to the axe when it comes up. Or chests. And this is most of the gameplay. This is how you're going to gather resources, and you're just going to offload them, and then when you have enough to start showing them off, you build something cool that everyone can come and look at and be like, "Wow, that looks cool." I know that is my favorite part of this game is seeing all the cool stuff that everybody makes. So I feel like I lack a little bit of the creative nature that everyone else has, but I do my best. And on my other character, I am building and working at it to try to get something really nice and hopefully pretty cool to see. So we made our spade here, and then we'll go ahead and chuck that one over. And again, just to cover the organization, now that we already have this one here, we can just shift click it over. But with the beds, like we'll just shift click them over and that'll just keep building the beds. Any doors would go here. And eventually you'll start getting stacks of items that you gather from the one block that aren't as rare as what I put in these chests. And that's the kind of stuff that as you start needing the bigger storage, you can start doing separate chests for each item. And you can make boards, and boards can act as a label. Or you can do press to buy. And this is a automatic way to insert something into this chest. So let's say nothing costs one messy stone. Oh, I screwed up. So press to buy from chest. Nothing costs one messy stone. And then I click on that, and my messy stone is now deposited into that chest. And I can make that number be anything. I can put another board next to it that is 10 messy stone and click one board and both of them will go in, assuming that I have enough messy stone. And I can click that as many times as I want to. And it will just keep on filling it up. And you cannot do every single item, but 99% of the items you can use these press to buys for. The biggest one I can think of is like iron watermelon. You can't do press to buy boards, and gravel I could not get to work. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means I couldn't get it to work. All right, so that is starting out in one block. Um, I think we pretty much touched on all of the basics and just gathering resources, organizing it, building cool stuff to show off your resources that you gathered. You can do a store, and people will bring stuff to you, provided that you're in a server that people play and actually want to purchase stuff, and your prices are good enough. So you get into competition with other people, and it can be fun if you're into that sort of thing. So uh, I had a lot of fun playing this game mode, and I just wanted to share some of my experience through this with everyone and how I like to play the game. So everybody has their own way of doing things, and I'm sure there are better players than me, there are better builders than me, and there are more knowledgeable people out there than me. So you will notice, just one side note here, it says press to buy boards are disabled in this world. That is because I had a typo. I left out from chest. I get this people asking about this message in particular. Most likely, it means you left out from chest, but it could be any matter of typo. You don't need to contact the owner of the lobby or do any of that. So it's just a typo. Try it again, and if you get a different message, it could be something else, but more than likely, it's just something that you typed or a capitalization issue. Uh, all right. One last thing that we will cover, and that is just getting to the portal. And so we're just gonna do a little zigzag over there. And you can't connect there. You can't build there, but you can build there. So these blocks in between are not buildable. So you have to go down one block and build like a platform from underneath. Uh, which actually I want to talk about now that we reached the portal. Uh, the easiest way I found to to build down is to just fall down, and you can see I didn't even get a single one that time, but I'm not a good player, so you should have no problem with this. But it is just face up, hold your button, and try to aim down and get some. So I got one down, I think. You can see up here I have coordinates. You start at 11, and you can go down to negative. I think I got down to like -8 or something like that, but supposedly you can get lower than that. I just wasn't able to. Doesn't mean you can't. And then you can just fill in your platform there. That way you could build around the portal and keep people out from your work area. And to start, it is really handy if you play in a populated server. People like to come and steal from the new people. So just building a block around this basically stops that completely until you can get settled and have buildings and doors and all that necessary stuff. So you run through your portal here, you can see there's a bunch of portals. If you're playing a populated server, you won't necessarily have a neighbor. You might have to run all the way down to the end, or you can hit B and go to player islands and go to whichever island you would like. So there's nothing really to see on this lobby, but that is how you would do it in a populated lobby. Then you can go see the cool stuff that people are willing to share. Not all people are accepting of everybody, so it is polite, to ask first and not go in sensitive areas around like storage areas in one block because people like to steal. So it's just not polite to do. So try to be friendly and more importantly, have fun. All right, take it easy, everybody.